The views and opinions heard on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of the host.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Real Spiritual Talk Radio.
My breathing had stopped for so long that my heart actually ended up stopping.
He saw what I did and said that I was going to die.
And then I remember being gone. I wasn't there anymore.
I sort of lifted up about 6 feet above my body.
A pinprick of light appeared and came rushing toward me faster than the speed of light.
And then this light, all of a sudden it was all completely around me.
He says, I am God. Yes, I am real.
The main message was loving yourself and loving others.
It was clearly shown to me.
It was really hard to put into words. It felt like I had been there before.
It was just this very personal, impersonal, unconditional love.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Real Spiritual Talk Radio. I am your host, Lamont Gates, once again bringing you the world of faith, metaphysicality, and spirituality. Today, my guest encountered the spiritual realm in search of lost loved ones, but ended up discovering the complexities of the spirit realm that left him with more questions than answers. Let's get it started. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me via Skype all the way from Sweden is near-death experiencer, Mr. Karl Kovacs. Karl, welcome to Real Spiritual Talk Radio.
Thank you, Lamont. Thank you. May I introduce myself? My name is Karl. I am originated in Hungary. I came to Sweden in 1988. So it was maybe 32 years ago. And I had a NDE experience here in Sweden. It's happened in 1987.
And we will get into this experience, as I understand that it brought a lot of questions to your mind concerning what happens after we die.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
But prior to doing this, talk to us about your early religious life, if any. What exactly did you believe as a child about the particular subject of religion and or spirituality?
Yes, my grandparents was religious, but not fanatics, but they was Catholics, and they took me to the church, you know.
So did religion play a strong role in your life as you got older as well?
Yes, I can connect it to my grandparents, who was my, I call them for my angels. They was my saviors, you know. They was my love. They was my everything. And when my grandparents died in 1984, I searched for answers, you know, in the religion. So I went to be a priest. I went back to Budapest, and I was a monk in the Capuciner order. So it is one of the hardest Catholic order within Catholicism. But I didn't find any answers, you know. So I left this place, this Capuciner place, and come back to Sweden.
How old were you when you had your near-death experience?
I was 27.
So at age 27, you were looking for answers after the death of your grandparents. Were you searching for where they possibly would have went after their deaths?
Yes. My life changed very much after they left me, because I searched for the answer all my life, you know. So I tried everything, Jehovah's Witness, you know, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, everything, but I didn't find any answer, and I didn't find my grandparents. So the only proof I'm looking for if they are somewhere existing somewhere or not, because if I know if they exist somewhere, so I can die in peace.
So religiously speaking, I know you said you were a priest prior, but you looked into several religions, including Islam, correct?
Yes. I was an Islamic teacher in Malmö at Al-Salam school. I studied also Islam very close, you know, and get understanding for Islam, and get understanding for other kind of religions.
So take us now to your near-death experience. What was it that brought it on?
This is a very special case because it was a suicide. But let me explain. My intention was not to commit suicide, because I never talked about to take my life before, or not after. Not after we're talking here, and I'm still alive. But that time, I was in the middle of my career, and I just look around in my place, and oh, I have a nice apartment, and I have a lot of money and everything, and something I missed something. My grandma and grandpa, and now I need my answers. So I simply hung me.
So in other words, you had a career, you had money, but the death of your grandparents was too much of a void to fill, so you killed yourself by hanging yourself.
Yes. But it was I remember everything as it was yesterday, and I remember it was not my intention to take my life, just get proof. So I saw movies, with Kiefer Sutherland. They experimented with the death and looking for answers. So I thought I need answers. So I hung me up and did it.
In other words, it was kind of like a one-way experiment, would you say?
More, yes, also an experiment, but not just an experiment. It's just a complete searching, So see if they exist.
Why don't you take us into what happened as your lifeless body hung? Did you see, hear, or feel anything?
Oh my God. I can remember everything because my intention was to see them on the other side. So I have my all senses open, all senses. I was all my love, all my senses, all my everything was open to see them or find them, or I was prepared for maybe I hang me up and I come to hell or something, and I beg God, I beg the Creator, please let me see them only once, and you can take me to the hell. You can do anything with me. And I remember everything as it was yesterday. I saw a lot of things, and my near-death experience was not as in movies, I go into a tunnel and I see the light. It was a completely crazy experience. It was like a completely clear dream, and the scene has changed. It was wow.
Why don't you describe that scenery for us? Where exactly did you go?
Yes, I remember when I hang me on this rope, and in my mind just faded away. It was not hurting. It was, I don't feel any pain, physical pain, just faded away in the orange sphere. This sphere was like a sunset, and it was eternal. It was very, very peaceful. It was oh my God! I'm thinking about it now. It was undescribable. So it was like heaven, but I was alone in this sphere, and I don't saw my body. It talked to me. It just downloaded information to me, and I don't saw my body. I just leviated inside there with my mind, precisely like in a dream,
Sounds like you were in a void, which is usually dark, according to many near-death experiencers, yet peaceful. Now, you stated that information was then downloaded into you. Do you recall what this information was?
Yes. I now get goosebumps, because it was too powerful, and I love to be there. It felt like the love inside my heart, what I felt for them, this peace and love, what I still feeling for them, like I was inside it. And I always search for answers, what is it? The humanity is always asked about where are we, where we coming from, and who are we? And also me, I asked the same questions, and I got a lot of strange things in my head from there. Why we are here, who we are, how we created, how we was created, and I read about science, also a lot of religion, and I have my talks, but I don't know if it's right or not, because Many people have a different kind of deep dreams, So it may be a personal experience,
Take us into what happened next. Did you stay in this orange void or did you move on?
Yes, I move on. And like in a dream, like when we're dreaming, the scenes changing, like in a dream. And the next moment, I am something somewhere else, in a city or in an apartment, or same phenomenon happened in my near-death experience. So I just faded away to a place. It's a very bright place, like a desert with a very bright sun. But I don't know if it was sun or something, but it was ground, And the air was like a milk, very shiny. Everything was very shiny. And first time I saw my body was in this fair. I look at me and I see my body. I was naked as I born, I don't have any thoughts in my mind. I don't ask at anything. I don't felt any hunger. I don't felt any thirst. It was not warm. It was just also perfect. And I started walking. I walked, I don't know how much, hours or weeks or days or months. I don't really know, but this was a long time. And in this dream sequence, after a while, I saw a little small point, and then I get my first doubt. What is that? I was curious. So curiosity is very typical for us humans. We asking a lot of things. So in that moment, I get my curiosity back. What is that? And I thought, that is my rescue. So I remember. I sort of hurry up, to that point. And when I coming closer, I met a old woman in black, like I am, like my clothes on me, and she's lying in the sand on the ground, And I was very surprised. I accepted my rescue, but I met an old woman, and the woman was not my grandma. This was a completely stranger for me. She was dying. And I can feel this sorrow right now. I felt pain in my heart.
Were you able to feel the pain of this woman? Is that what it is?
Yes, and I still feel it. I can almost talk. She looked at me and just whispered to me, "Please give me water because I'm dying." And then I asked her in my head, what should I do? And something very clear say to me, very, very clear. It was not my own mind, or it was some voice from outside, inside my head. Feel because you have a heart. Think because you have a mind. Act because you have two hands. And the same moment, without thinking, I knew what to do. So I felt the pain in my heart. In my mind, I constructed my tools. So easy. I put my hands together and I cried so much in my hands until they filled with tears. So I just stretched my hands to her lips and just whispered to her, "Drink and leave."
Wow, that was deep and profound, should I say. You can't find that in probably some of the best poetry.
I don't know, but I constructed tools, with my mind. I don't have anything, on this place. It's just completely empty. I was naked, not sexual naked, but I was like a child born naked, And I knew that in my heart, but when you are sorry for somebody, you can feel the pain in your chest. And my mind was able to construct tools and create a coop, with my two hands. That was so incredibly easy, solution. And then I opened my heart, and the fluid coming out my eyes, and I feel in my heart, my hands. I stretched my hands to her lips,
And so the tools were your actual hands here, which collected the tears from your eyes, which provided her with enough fluid to live.
Yes.
Did you have any specific communication with this woman?
No, nothing. I just faded away, and I wake up in a new scene. Really scary.
So you discussed moving from scene to scene like a dream. What did your near-death experience feel like? Was it dreamlike or more real than a dream?
No, it's just completely clear, like this reality. Like when we talk, it was very intensive. It's just very intensive.
More intense than a dream.
Yes, yes. It's maybe more intensive than the life itself.
So take us into the next scene. What did you experience there?
If I can express myself like this, it's just a scary feat.
A frightening scene.
Yes, very scary. It's just like a old. I saw horror movies, I can refer to this movie, Hellraiser.
Wow.
The old psychiatric clinic, underground, this tunnels, old dark tunnels, really scary tunnel, it's just like a constructed tunnel. And I wake up on a bed. It's just like this hospital stuff, people lying on this.
Like a medical bed.
Yes, something like this, like something else. And I was belted, so I was not able to move. I was completely, sorry, I need to breathe.
Take your time. It sounds as if you were strapped to this bed.
I was strapped very, very hard on that something. And I look up, I saw two very strange pieces on my right side. And I don't believe in ghosts. Maybe I do, but I choose to not believe in the ghosts. I don't believe in UFOs or any strange thing until I see them really face to face. It's because I was so scared, to see something like it. I was so scared to see different species that I can believe it. But I saw them very real, as I see you. They stand by my right side, and they had shiny skin, no clothes, and their heads was long, without eyes, without mouth, without nose, and like some strange fishes, but they was humanoid. And they was very large, They was not there to hurt me because they don't did anything with me. They just look at me, And I lift my head, and I look up a little bit. I saw two doors, a double door with a round window in the middle, with a very bright light, And I remember what I talked to. This is a surgery room, and you try to open me, and fix me, and I don't want to be surgered, and fix it. So I was completely crazy, I feel very good. I don't need to be opened and mixing with me, So what is this? You try to take me inside there, and I was completely paranoid, I was so scared, And then I tried to breathe, but there was no air to breathe. It was like some fluid I breathed in, and that moment I get completely, I panic. Oh my God, what I panic! And at the same moment, I remember I have a wife outside. I have a life. I have a job. I have anything outside. What the hell do I hear? And like, it sounds crazy, but like Superman with my fist, I take me free from the belts, and fly up, and I hit a big hole on this wall and wake up in the ambulance.
So let me go back a bit. You're strapped to this table with non-human beings. They have elongated heads, shiny skin, no facial features, very tall. And are they communicating with you at all?
I don't know. Maybe. Not like in the second scenario, when I asked what should I do, and it said to me, think, feel, and act. They just, but probably they communicate a little bit, but I don't hear anything.
You had this idea that they were trying to operate on you. Suddenly, you recall your earthly life, you break free, and then you wake up in an ambulance.
Oh, I almost get panic right now because I feel in my body reacting, when I talk about it.
Did you tell anyone immediately afterward what you saw?
Yeah, not really, because I was really scared. But I remember when I wake up in a ambulance, I opened my eye and I told the ambulance nurse who was with me, please calm down. I am all right. I was so calm in my mind, I was so secure in my mind. I was so completely calm, and I heard my voice that I say to them, please calm down. I am back. Don't worry.
Now, this is a very interesting account because, like a dream state, this had event segments going from scene to scene. But I also wanted to ask you, many near-death experiencers describe coming back from their experiences with perhaps gifts of intuition, precognition, an ability to predict events. Did you come back with any of these?
Everything, all in, full stack, yes.
What did you return with, and do you have any examples?
Yes, I need to explain it first because so I don't want to be any spooky man, or a priest anymore or something. Because after this near-death experience, I realized that I am not more than you or my dog or my cat or somebody else. I choose to deny that I have these abilities, but. I started painting like Rembrandt. I see in the people's minds and I can see what they're thinking about.
Interesting. Did you paint prior to your near-death experience?
Yes, I try to be, this was my wish, to be some kind of artist, something, but I not succeed, and get this gift after my near-death experience. I was completely shocked, because the only thing I needed it patience and open eyes and open senses. So I don't know how I did it, but I just sat me down, and I did it.
You say you were able to see thoughts. What about future events? Were you able to predict anything through a type of sixth sense after your return?
Yes, my woman is sitting here. I show you. Say hello, Surya. Hello. And I predicted everything in her family. I predicted where her daughter broke up with a boyfriend to the minute, one example for some years ago, I driving a car with my woman and I see a vision, it's just coming to me. And I say to her, I seeing that airplane crashing into your mother's kitchen. She say, all right. And some weeks after, there was no airplane, a car with a full power crashing into her kitchen, demolishing the wall and demolishing all the kitchen, And she was very lucky because 5 minutes before it happened, she left the kitchen, or she was dead today.
Wow! So this vision of a vehicle crashing into the kitchen ended up being a car which spared someone's life.
Yes, and the spooky thing, we told it. Sylvia told it to her mother before. Actually, everybody in that family except Sylvia is frightening me. They're very scared.
They're afraid of you, huh?
Yes, they're very scared to meet me. So only Sylvia is a brave one, and I try to act as a normal human. So I don't want to be a scary, spooky man.
So in terms of finding answers, I know you sought out after your grandparents, but did you discover anything else?
Yes, I get a lot of answers. Yes, but not the most important answer I searched for, my grandparents. So I was very disappointed to come back here without knowledge that they exist, and I still not get any proof that they exist. So I'm very, very disappointed, a little bit.
Well, what you seem to get, the idea of it is that life goes on even after physical death. With that, perhaps you have an idea that your grandparents did move on somewhere.
Yes, somewhere, yes. And I thinking about why we dreaming, I think about the dreams. It have maybe a function. Maybe it is a preparation for the afterlife.
Maybe so. So what would you tell someone who may be planning to do exactly what you did in terms of following a loved one who have passed away through suicide?
This is the first time I thinking about it when you're asking it, but I have an answer immediately. For the first, nobody commits suicide because they are happy. That people feel incredible deep sorrow. Normal people can understand it, but all living things can come to a point they can't take anymore, If I meet somebody eye to eye and I know that this person tried to commit suicide, I just want to give it a hug. Come, motherfucker, we're going and sitting somewhere, and I will make you smile, because it is my responsibility to do it. And if they do it, we can't judge them. I don't think if there is a God judge them, because God's seeing inside their soul. I'm not God, but if there is a God, I hope God act like me. God don't judge. I'm not religious, but if there is a God, I can talk for God. I can say what God thinking, how God should fix God stuff. But I know how I should act. And I don't judge. I can feel their deep sorrow. And if they commit suicide, I hope they find the deep love. They find that peace, and they find that people they search it for, because they suffered a lot of shit, in this life, and sometimes it is too hard,
I couldn't agree with you more. In fact, I do believe that God is more concerned about the genuine intention rather than the act itself. Well, Karl, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your deep and passionate account.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Karl Kovacs. And with that said, that's going to do it for us here on Real Spiritual Talk Radio. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please catch me on my Facebook page, Real Spiritual Talk Radio, and there you will find past shows as well as relevant near-death experience information that is currently being compiled. Catch me on my YouTube channel. There you will find the same. Once again, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you have been spiritually enlightened, just as I am every time I hear a new near-death experience account. And with that said, I am your host, Lamont Gates, and Real Spiritual Talk Radio is now signing off.